Welcome to Under the Onion Skin, the podcast to get closer to independent animation directors and get to know some behind the scenes of their short films. My name is Giulia, and each time I talk to a different director about a short film they made. With this podcast, I hope to be able to capture a glimpse of what I love mostly about festivals, to have something to listen to when we're back to our regular lives, but above all to celebrate beautiful films, talented artists and storytellers. Welcome to Under the Onion Skin. This is a special episode, the last one of the first season. And it's just me this time chatting and summing up how this experience has been so far. And by the way, I'm taking this opportunity to test and use my new microphone. A little more than a year ago, I started this journey. I decided to make a podcast and I just jumped into it, learning while recording and editing. It's been so far a very enriching experience. I'm very glad about the conversations I managed to collect and the festival atmospheres in the background that I managed to catch. Through this process, I learned a lot, not only about animation, but also about audio recording, editing, and interviewing. As you may know, this project is a side personal project, one of many, with no budget. So I used my phone until now as a recorder, which was a great tool, actually, to keep the conversation casual and taking off the pressure from the directors. My goal for this show is to have informal chats, different from the usual and official Q&As. I avoid asking questions that are not genuine. This means that I would never ask something I already know just for the recording. I want to keep it as natural and authentic as possible. The challenge here is to keep an eye on the sound quality while making sure the other person is at ease and the overall episode is coming along. I learned in this year how to juggle this, and I'm getting better, I think. I learned that publishing every other week is a good pace, both for my audience and for me to squeeze some editing time in the weekends. At times, it feels like too much time was passing from the recording of the episode to the release. But at the end of the day, I think that's part of the nature of the project. The goal is to collect special moments during the exceptional events that are film festivals and spread them across the year, to dream about the next festival and to keep us company while we animate the next film. Some comment I read said, "Those are films that you will never be able to see." And I think it is an important comment to address here. It might be true because usually independent short films don't have a public distribution in TV and cinemas, and that's the point of the podcast. I agree, they should be available and celebrated more by the general public, so that's exactly what I'm trying to do here, celebrating those little gems and their directors, and sharing them with hopefully a broader audience. Anyway, after the festival run, which is usually 1 or 2 years, the short films are most of the time published online, and it is already in my plan to follow up on the shorts I featured in my podcast and let my audience know through my newsletter or social media when and where the films have been released. It actually already happened for some shorts that have been made publicly available sometimes for a short period of time, for instance, around the Oscars time. So it's not necessarily true that those are short films you will never be able to see. You can see them in festivals and online with a little patience after the release. Talking about the Oscars, I would like to say I'm floored by the talents I had the chance to talk to during this first season. Among those, we had 4 directors and short films shortlisted for the Oscars. That's 23.5% of the episode published until now. I'm talking about episode 4, short film Eva by Lucia Marzlek, episode 8, the film Letter to a Pig by Tal Cantor, Episode 13, 27 by Flora Nabuda, and Episode 15, A Kind of Testament by Stéphane Villemont. I just want to take one more time a moment to congratulate with these amazing directors and crews for their films and to thank them for giving me the chance to have a chat with them on Under the Onion Skin. Overall, the podcast had more than 1,000 downloads, has been featured on Animation Obsessive newsletter and the Swiss magazine Ciné Bulletin. Let's talk about what's ahead. A second season is coming. It's going to start for me in June 2024 when I will take advantage of the International Animation Film Festival of Annecy once again to collect some interviews. So if you are a director with a film in that festival and you would like to be featured on the podcast, just reach out to me. You can do so in many ways, through social media, Instagram, my website, everywhere really, even on YouTube, where also the podcast is released for free. And just let me know what is your film, when it's going to be screened, so that I have the chance to watch it before our meeting, and then we'll set up a meeting. After Annecy Festival, in which I hope to record a couple of episodes, I will also attend my local film festival Fantoche in Baden, Switzerland, in September, which I attend every year, even if I don't have a selected film in competition, because it's around the corner for me. After that, I have no clue where my animation journey will lead me. Ideally, of course, I would love to have a new short film to send to festivals and then consequentially have the chance to visit the festival and bring my microphone with me, but I cannot predict this now. So I'm just going to throw this out there. If you are a festival director or involved in a festival and you are by any chance interested in hosting a couple of episodes of Under the Onion Skin, reach out to me so that we can make it happen. I would love to feature some different festivals. Guests are always different and international, of course, but the atmosphere is unique in each festival, and I would love to give them a platform. For the second season, I will also need to come up with a different final question so that people will not expect it. And also, I think we collected enough onion recipes by now. Thanks for listening to this first season. Thanks for sticking with me and bearing with me through audio quality issues and awkward moments. Hopefully, it will get better and better. To support me and Under the Onion Skin, you can follow and rate the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audible, YouTube, wherever you listen to it. Like it and share it, that's already something great you can do. If you want to be updated about the upcoming episodes and peek into the behind the scenes of each episode and everything else I do, you can follow me on social media, subscribe to my newsletter, and maybe my Patreon. So thank you one more time for listening until the end. Have a good day and week and month, and I will see you in the next season. Ciao.